Hello guys, welcome to another framework component episode. Right, today we are going to make a cursor component. Right, I'll show you in a bit what type of cursor design I am thinking, or what I have in mind. So if you guys can see here, so this is a cursor type. So if you can see here, it is a target custom cursor type, right? And it has few things like few customizations like spin durations and hide default cursor along with this or not, but I will be making few more adjustments within this one that this component does not have, and make it for Framer, right, to be used in Framer itself. So to actually create this one, right, so one of the things that I have, if you guys remember in our last episode, I reached my cursor limit, free cursor limit on the hobby plan. So now today I'm going to try Droid CLI, right? So I have added that Droid into the VS Code, and I'll just open up terminal, and right, I can just start Droid here itself, right? So and it will start up the Droid right now. Once Droid is started up, right, now I can start working on the component itself, right? So before we do that, right, so this folder will be containing a lot of different framer components, I would like to set up an agents.md file that contains base for creating our components, right? So let's first set up that, right? So I do need let me go on. So this is the first time I'm using Droid, right? So I might make mistakes, and my it could be slow, so I have to check shortcuts and settings and few more other things just to navigate around, right? So what I am, right, accept suggestions. So I was looking at a, right, send enter, right. Okay, so I think the shortcut was okay. So for that I would require to go to actually framer.com slash marketplace, right? That would give me so for developers, right, what I need is components intro. Sorry, I need to go back and code components, right? Let's go to property controls, right? So this is actually all the settings or the properties that I could add to a component within Framer that is within the, so let's select this, right? selected this. I'm not copying this because I need to copy a little bit other thing than this. So first of all, let's go back to VS Code and let's add a file, agents.md, right, where I will be adding the, so to start working on the agents.md, I need to go to the Droid docs, right, where I could so for that let me see what are the commands that I have with me. So I have account billing, clear, help, show all / commands, login, I don't need login, model I don't need, custom instructions, new list, selected previous resume, show current draft status, terminal setup, right, manage custom commands. So I don't really need any of these. What I do need is let's say factory AI docs. So let's go there, and they have CLI, getting a web interface. We don't need that. Factory droid, I think this would work. I'm not really sure. I have to check. I did check, I forgot. Sorry guys. Understanding droid, factory bridge, use case, code development. Okay, let me search what I'm doing. Okay, agents.md, right, configuration. So I'll be using the boilerplate that they have given, right. So this is a boilerplate template, so that I could use for Node Plus. Okay, let me check which one I could use. Factory style, comprehensive, this is an overview. Okay, core commands, we don't need commands. Python, we don't need Python. Ingestion, planning, right, tool selection, creation file when things go wrong. Okay, so I think I saw one simple agents.md file that was good enough for me. Let me check. File location and square first match which here I have some agent marking inside, right, file structures, it is build and test, markdown, git workflow, security, top level heading, bullet lines, inline code, link to external docs, right, common sections, build and test architecture overview, right. So let's use this first one and we'll modify, copy this, go back to VS Code, and paste it, right. So let's get started. So this is an overview object. So right? So let's get started with this one, right? So first of all, let me get started with this one. Framer components. Sorry, like this flow didn't start. Hello. Okay, it's working. Right. So I think I need to remove this and start. Right. Framer component. Right. And this folder will contain all the framer components that I'm going to create. There are already 2 components that I have created. So right. Now core commands, we don't really need any commands in here. We can remove this. Project layout, we might need to, we don't really need a project layout because we don't have any projects. We just have one file that we are going to work every time for each and every component, right? So development patterns and this one, right? So coding style, TypeScript, strict mode line, codes, trailing commands, no semicolon, right? So we need this 100 character line tabs for indentation. I'm not really sure. Use interfaces for public APIs. We don't need this. Test one, visual difference. This we could keep. Never introduce new runtime tabs without explanation in PR. We can remove this, right? In here, what we could add, right? So instead of Git workflow essentials, I need to add framer component guideline, right? Framer component guideline. Framer component guideline. Sorry. Framer component guideline. I'm not sure, guys, why it's a little slow today. Okay, so the guideline I need to add in here, right? So there are 2 options that I could do. One is copy paste all this. That would increase my input tokens, right? So what I'll do is I'll just copy this and paste it in here. Please look through the Framer official component guideline and paste it, right? So how to add a link in here? Okay, so let me check how to add that link. We could add links, right? What style, pattern, inline code, links, right? I don't see any links in here, right? I don't see any link references. I think that should work. So now we don't need this evidence and proof architect. We can remove this, right? So development style we have, framework component we have, right? Now let's, it should be available in onto, right, so I do have here droid, right? Okay, I can run multiple droids as you guys know, right? So let's get started in here. Enable shift enter for new lines in VS Code. Okay, so for now, okay. I want to create a framework component for a custom cursor, and I will be providing a sample example code for that cursor type, and we need to create a React file with .axx file type, and make sure to follow the framer guidelines. Sorry guys, I forgot to do one thing, right? So I'll remove this. I'm new to Droid, so you guys can be with me a little bit. Okay, so what I need to do is I want to change it to specs mode. So firstly, I want to just have some research and planning before actually creating anything, right? Okay. Take a look at agents.md. Sorry guys. We don't want, Droid already knows it will reference the agents.md file. We don't need to specify that, right? I want to create a framer component to customize my cursor. I will be providing a sample code for that cursor. So right, so let's make a, okay, so I need to so let me just first of all enable this new line, right? So I thought it would have been so let's configure terminal setup, right? Shift added. Okay, so now it's added, right? So below is the sample code for the target cursor, custom cursor, right? And let's go to this actually and click on this code, right? I need to copy this, sorry, change this, copy this and go back. Right. Now plan a framework component based on this type of custom cursor, but it should follow the framer guidelines and component properties and everything. Right. Let me close this one. Right. So guys, I'll not be using multiple droid sessions at the same time, because I'm working on a single file and a single component, right? So I don't really need multiple droid, you can say, tabs to work actually, because this is not a like long project with multiple files and folders and everything like that, right? So let's see what it has done. Spinning cursor corners, cursor snapping, parallax effect, interactive feedback, hide default cursor option, component structure, seems like .txx, desktop bytecode, right? TypeScript single quote, no semicolon, tabs indent, right? Remove CSS import, inline all CSS, add framer, okay. Use add property, include helpful descriptions, proceed with implement, read only command, allow reversible commands, proceed and allow all commands, proceed with right. So I want to proceed with the implementations. So guys, do let me know if you guys know a better way to use droid. I'm not a developer, guys, so I don't really know, and this is my first time using droid. I might not be using it to its fullest, or maybe okay. Invoking tools, create exits. So let me get how do I approve invoking tools? Okay, that got added in here. Create, okay, so this was a plan to analyze, design, create with all inline and component logic, add framework property control with. So let's open the file and see. Perfect, I have created framework component. This is right. So the framework component has been added or created, guys. Let me take this and check it out on our framework assets, right? Because I'm not really sure that target, we don't know that this component works. Target cursor, right? Create. So save this file and let's see if this works. Okay, seems like it's working. If you guys can see the cursor here, so let's go and go back to our page and let's add that cursor in here, right? And see what are the target selector dot cursor, CSS selector for elements for cursor should snap to button hero, etc. Okay, spin duration, hide system cursor. Okay, dot size, okay, I can increase or decrease the size. That's a good thing. Dot color, let's keep it blue. right, and keep the same for the corners also. For now, just I want to check that. Border width we can change, parallax strength. Okay, so to do that, enable scale animation feedback on, mouse click. Okay, so to snap to any object, right, I need to create an object first. So let's create a sample button, right, and let's create this button first of all. Sometimes I really get distracted, guys. Where is that? Okay, so first of all I need to convert it into a add a stack. Sorry guys, I really don't know what happens sometimes. So for this one, let's keep the radius 8, and let's fill a color to maybe turquoise. Padding, so I need to do padding 12, left right 24, 12 and 24, right, and currently the width is, it should be fitting to the content. Okay, right, so I have this. So to snap, right, target selector, says a selector for elements the cursor should snap, example dot button. Okay, so let's make this snapping to this, and I need to add an ID to this, or a class. Let's see if actually first it works or not. So I can see the dot, right? There is some issue. Okay, so we don't really need this. Let me check this if this actually makes it any different, and it is already. Okay, got it. So there is some issue. It's rotating around selector. Duration. First of all, if you guys can see that it's rotating too fast. I don't know why, but size. Let's check the component itself. So this component is looking really good though. So for now, currently it's not visible to you guys, so for now what I'll do is I'll make it white, right? So at least it is visible. Color should have worked. Should it? See any issues here, but why this is not changing? Okay, I think there is an issue with internet. Guys, so I did change the color here, so it seems like the preview is not changing even though I'm changing the code here, right? So let me change it back to black, right? And let's see it again. So if you guys can now see that corners, right, they're moving, but they're moving really far away from the actual dot, right? So it should these dots should be moving on top of the dot, right? And let me so I could add a class name here, so let's add a class name, sorry, ID. So target, right, and I'm going to add ID called target. So see if this functionality is working or not, at least to check one functionality, right? So it is working, but it is not visible because the position is, so you guys can see, right? So the functionality is working, there is no doubt about that. So I need to see what I might have modified that could have resulted in it like this. So parallax strength, we don't okay, so I don't think I did anything to provoke this, right? So one of the things that I think I need is, so I'm not sure how to add a class, so I'll ask Droid how to first of all add a class to a framer what do you call this? This is not a component, but let's say framer what are these? Sorry guys, today I'm really blacked out. Okay, you can say shapes, right? So like framer shapes and everything. So one of the things is that, and the second issue that we you guys can see already is the cursor, what are these called? corner, right? The cursor corners are moving really off. So let's go back to our VS Code and let's plan it out first. So let's plan it. Right. Okay. I previewed this component in Framer, but there seems to be some issue with the corners. So they are not moving around the dot, but instead they are moving around really far away from the dot. So not on top of the dot, right? That is one issue that I'm currently seeing when I'm checking the preview of the component. The second thing is when I'm adding the component onto the page, right? So it takes up around 200 by 200 pixel by default. I don't want any height or width to this component. This component should be like a 0 by 0 pixel, that it shouldn't be an actual element, but just a component on the page that gets that functionality done, right? And one thing that I would like you to research is how can I add a class on any element on Framer so that I could make that element as a target element, right? Right. So I think it's all written out. Let's go. Right. Let's see what Droid does. Right. So the research phase is going on. Corner positioning will be done next, and component dimensions needs to be done next. So let's see what are the proposed things. Okay, so let's see what research has done. Corners are positioned far from the dot instead of orbiting around it. Root cause: the initial corner position in corners TL style, corner TRS, TR style, etc. uses left and top properties, but gasp animations are using X and Y transformation. This creates a mismatch. The corner starts at their CSS position, but gasp moves them related to those positions. Set initial gasp position to match the CSS, or use consistent position fix. Remove CSS left, keep position absolute, initialize position with TypeScript. So issue 2, component default size. Solution layout annotations. Change from Framer supported layout with fixed to a Framer supported layout with any. Change from fixed to any default size using target cursor dot default property with add default. So adding class to Framer element. How users can add a class to element. Users create an override file with override file with this one. So I need to create an override file, then apply this override to any element. So I need to do method 1 and method 2. Method 2, instead of using classes, use element ID or data attributes. Set target selector to my button or data cursor target. User adds ID via Framer HTML attribute panel, documentation to add and close description. Okay, I like this method too. So let's check this first. Let's check this out, data attributes. So in Framer, I think these are the attributes, right? Area label, tab index, tag. So if I make this tag to a button, I add an area. I think that is an area label. Why I don't want to use a ID is because ID is a unique thing, right? So like multiple elements on a single page could not have same element ID, right? So okay, so let me prompt that too, so that on the droid. So keep iterating on specs, right? Right. Framer ID to, instead of using a class, I would not recommend that, because I cannot add same ID to multiple elements on the single page. But please do research on any other way that we could do that. Otherwise, let's see, let's do research on what could be the best approach to handle this. Let's go. So let's see what's the change in the plan, right? After research, data attributes with code override is the recommended approach. Data attributes, data dash cursor dash target to multiple elements easily. Reusable that can be applied to many elements. No ID conflicts. Change component default selected to data implementation for user. In code override file, user creates this. Okay, data cursor target equals to true. Component type, component import from component type. User then select any element, apply override from properties panel, and done. Method 2, class override alternative, still viable, same override pattern but adds class instead. Method 3, built-in component selector, simplest. For common elements, user can use built-in selectors: button, target all buttons, target all links, dot framer button component class, custom combination button. Issue 1, fix corner position, problem analysis. Okay. Change need issues. Okay. So I think I like built-in component selectors better than these two, because like overriding a code multiple time, or just have to create the file one time but have to use this file multiple times, that could be an okay. Right. So how let's go for let's use the built-in class for selecting the elements, and rest you can leave it as is. I like the other parts. So use method 3 for selecting elements. So I believe now it should work once the specifications are proposed and I start the implementation. So okay, so let's implement this and let's see if this actually will perform as expected or not. So guys, I think today's video is getting longer than as usual. Okay, so added 25, remove 21. Okay, so added this target selector by default as a button. Okay, remove this, added default value button. I still need to see what this button is and how this will actually work. So let's allow. So the component is updated. Now let's see if it is actually working properly as expected or not. So here the preview didn't change anything, but let's see if this changed or not. So go to assets, add a cursor. Right. There is no width and height. Good. Example, target selector button. So does that mean I need to tag elements as buttons or what? So let me remove this first of all and let's see. Okay, so let's first of all modify a few of the things so you guys can see. Let's change the color a little bit to like this and change this color exactly same, right, like this. Sorry, why did this change suddenly? Okay, we'll see why that happened, but for now let's change the color. I don't need this big of a dot, and the radius we don't need, or okay, let's make it true now. I don't need 3 is not parallax strength. Intensity of the parallax will be hovering over target. Okay, so we'll check this. If scale on click, scale factor of little mouse is pressed, right? Okay, so let's preview this actually. Right, so now this is actually working. So let me do a few more things. Let's not make it this small, and let's remove this tag, remove this, and let's see if it still works. So I'll be able to, okay, so it's not working now. So let's now check. Okay, now let's add a tag like this to button, and let's do a duplicate of this button. So let's make this div button and change some of the things. So let's change this to orange and change this to a div, and on our cursor let's add comma div, right? So if this works or not, it should work if this is how it's implemented. So there is some issue. It was working fine previously. Now what happened? Is it because it's too so how do I add two different? Okay, now it's working fine, but now the only problem is I would only add a target selector as one. So let me change this to div to check if that's okay. There seems to be an issue when I change this to div. What if I change this to, let's say, link, and let's see if there is a link. There is no link. Figure, footer, main, nav. Okay, so let's make it nav, and now change this to nav. Okay. It seems to have, like, when I'm okay, I've got it. So I think everything is div, right? So like when I'm actually hovering over, so this desktop itself is a div by default. If you don't add any tag, so it is a div. So let me change again this to, so I cannot add a custom, sorry. Okay, so now as that I know that why that issue was, so let's add a button and a nav, right? So let me try to add two different options here. That also working fine? So nav and a button, right? It should work, but let's. So this is working, this is working. Seems like the width of the stroke and dot is a little bit smaller, right? When you look at it from a distance, right? So let's go and do some modifications here. So let's say maybe, okay, I cannot add more than 5, huh? Okay, we'll see why that is. Border radius 10 max. Okay, so let's keep it at 4 for now, and let's keep it to at 2, and the dot size needs to be it's around 8. Right, now it looks good, right? We just need to test one more thing, right? I think it's working as expected. Let's test one more thing, right? I want to change this and add an area label. Let's say here area label to card. And now let's add that card to this list. I just want to see if now it let me get this 4 and 6 corner size. Need to reduce this or increase this. I'm not really, skip it for now, this, right? So working fine, didn't work on this, right? So that this needs to be an actual tag, right? So there is no card tag. But I think that won't be an issue, because most of the time we need to just turn this or snap this to div or a tag, like that. So let's see if, okay, scale on click, that's working fine. Let's make it visible. So if you see, okay, so I can see the cursor now. So this is also working. Make this hidden. I could make this. Is there a limit? Right, so there is a limit. I think 4 to 5 is a good. I need to give a little bit of border radius, I think. Looking good, but I'm not really sure why this square thing happened, and it's only happening on this, right, when we are actually okay, it looks good to me. And let's see if this one works also. So we have tested, right, working fine. It's a good thing if we enable this. It makes it look really good though. We can zoom in also, right? Okay, so let me make it a little bit bigger. Sorry. Okay, this is per leg strength. Let's make it a little bit bigger so I can actually see what does. I don't see much of a difference in this on this. We cannot make okay, so let's go and check this scale right in the code. Click scale, click scale 0.9 by default. Let's go to the properties and see. Click scale, sorry, this one, right? Default value this, min 0.5 and max is 1. I personally don't like it to 1, so let's make it 1.5 and let's see if step right it actually makes any difference. It makes any difference. With this, okay, sorry, I didn't change the value, my bad. Target and make it at least 1.2 something. Looks good to me, but I think people will always use to scale down, not to scale up. Let's say without border radius, and now the only thing that I think is a little, because when I increase the border radius, right, this looks really bad, or could look good to some people. I'm not sure about that. Border radius. Okay, so I think it is looking good, and let me look at the code, what it actually is targeting, right? So I didn't quite get that. Right, CSS selector for target elements, example button, target button, string. So I need to check where all this is used. So the right selection here is element is not method. Okay, so I just thought of one more way, so to test this out. Actually, let's add a frame, right? Make this as a card, and because I already have a card added here, if this is what actually it is, so it should work. Let's change the color. Blue will not look good. Play this. No, what was I thinking? Sorry guys, my bad. I think it needs to be an element, and okay, what if I change this to a stack? Will this work now? Don't seems to be working. Okay, let's see if side, figure, footer, header, menu, nav, oil, section, ULI, label. So this one should get a label. Okay, so if it is a text, then I can add a span or something like that also. Okay, so let me add a span and see if I can use a span, or does it work on span also. So this works, this works. Span is not working. Let's make a duplicate of this and get out of this. Okay, so span also doesn't work. Okay, so we are learning interesting things. Span doesn't work. Oh, okay, I think I got it, how to highlight on this one. Got it. Let's see. I have a theory, guys. So if you guys can see this data highlight, right, actually that is an area label. So let's add card container, right? Let's see if this actually works. I'm not sure, guys, but I have a theory. I need to test that theory. So test this. Oh shoot, it's not working. Maybe I didn't, let's say major data card, because I know many area labels are start with data, or let's say make it highlight itself. Data highlight. Oh shoot, I again did a mistake. Okay, no problem. I just need to add, I don't need to add that square brackets, right, that are automatically added, or do I need to? We are learning, guys. Let's see. Okay, still let me debug it a little bit so that we could understand how to add so area label, sorry. So this area label is added as data highlight, but we don't need an area label. We need an actual data framer name card. So I need data framer name. Data framer name. What if I pass this? This framer name. It should work, guys. Or am I doing something wrong? I'm not sure still. Okay, got it. But that is an issue, guys. No one would go and look at the code to make this. So how do we How do we overcome this issue? And what if I make this and get rid of this? Will this still work? No. So we know how it is going to work, but data framer name dot card. We could use a custom class. Okay, so I guess that's all, guys, for this. See, okay, so I need to delete this, add it again, right, and play this. So looks good to me. Right, looking good, guys. Right, because I added just button, it's working as expected. So yep, so thanks guys for watching the video, and please do like and subscribe for more updates. We'll in the next couple of components I'll be creating multiple cursors. I like the idea of cursors, so I'll be creating multiple cursors from now on. So let's meet in the next one.